Y'all, this man's family is so invested in him moving forward with you. Okay? Somebody, I don't know what y'all have been going through, what the relationship has been at this particular time, but you need to know that his family is seeing him as someone that's kind of running away. Like, you need to they're looking at him like that little Knight of Wands in reverse. Baby, that little bullshit you doing, where you do a little of this, a little of that, and you think she gonna stick around, they're the ones that's telling him, like, she's a high priestess. She's not gonna just stick around for that. This is somebody that carries herself with respect. This is somebody that is like, she's not gonna come out and say it to you, but she's frowning on this that you're doing. Somebody, it's like y'all are talking. I don't know if y'all have just started talking or what the situation is, but this man is steadily telling himself that you're calm, you're quiet, you're cool, you're laid back. It's like, I have time to escalate this relationship. Oh man, she ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? She cool, she calm. She not one of those, like, she gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? She a good girl. She's gonna be there. Somebody is mistaking your cool, your calm, your feminine energy. He's mistaken this for, oh, I got her. Like, she's gonna be there. No matter how it pans out, she's gonna be there. Like, this how he take it. Like, I don't have nothing to worry about with her. What you mean? Like, she's sitting pretty. She tight. She's gonna be there. I don't care how it goes down. I don't care. She gonna be sitting right there waiting for your boy. Okay. His family is like, Edna. His family is like, Edna, that boy don't have a lick of sense. Why you raise that boy like that? Okay. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody has kind of been waiting. I don't know if you're waiting for this man to escalate it, or you're waiting for him to ask you out, or you're waiting for him to take it from situationship to relationship, or from relationship to fiancé-ship, or straight to a proposal. The problem is that this man doesn't really know. He doesn't know about being with a real woman. I hate to say it like that, but that's the bottom line. This is somebody that, we see this divine feminine energy coming through in the reverse. This is somebody that knows more about being with karmics that are going to kind of ignore or cover up his indiscretions. He's used to women that have a lower value. The card is in the reverse, and y'all see these clouds and stuff going over this pentacle. He's used to people that kind of, they almost divine feminine. They almost real girls. They almost. That's what he's used to. He's used to almost. So, because he's only used to almost, it's really having a negative effect on your ability to reach a real relationship with him. It's really having a negative effect on your ability to really get there with him. It's having a very negative effect. You're not really able to get there. You're not really able to see it. You're not really able to cross that path with him, because he just doesn't really know what crossing a path with a woman of your caliber is like. Four of Pentacles in reverse. And somebody you're constantly left feeling like you're being let go of. That's always the feeling, is like he's not holding on tight enough. He's not doing enough. He's not giving enough. He doesn't know how to hold on to anything valuable. So somebody, you really gonna have to stop and look a little harder at who this man is. The relationship has come to a crossroads, okay? And it's his mistake, because as you can see, his family knows that he got something special. He does not know. He just doesn't. This isn't something he can really recognize. We see the Knight of Swords coming through with the Sun. This man has a male relative in particular. I'm really hearing uncle, but it could be brother, it could be father, that really sings your praises because they have been with a real woman before. To them, you remind this relative, whoever this is, you remind them of some woman in their family that may have passed on. They're looking at you and they like, bro, she's good, she's sweet, she's like grandma, she's like great auntie. Somebody in the family sees your value because they remember a relative that has passed away. So they're looking at you and they're able to say, bro, you doing this wrong. Like, you got somebody that you're refusing to get in alignment with. This man is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. But part of the issue with this man, for somebody, you need to hear this, because you have this calm, soothing demeanor, this man kind of sees you as somebody who is it's not that you're trying to control him because you're not controlling, but it's just like the high feminine energy that you have just lets him know that he would have to be a little calmer. He couldn't be in Juan's energy. He couldn't be in this hot street fire, you know, always out there. This man is high in fire and air sign energy. That's a lot. We're talking firestorm. So this man is hot. There's a lot of sexual passion. There's a lot of ripping and running. There's a lot of fast fun. And it's like he kind of knows that he can't really be that with you. Sun card energy. This man is used to being the center of a relationship. He's used to being the center of women's attention. Not even in a general sense, but in relationships. He kind of looks for somebody that he wouldn't really have to be. You know, listen, sis, you got the type of energy that calls upon a man to, I don't want to say serve you in the negative sense of the word, but be of service to you. And he just is kind of reluctant. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. He's afraid of going into that energy, even though the people in his family are like, you got one of the realest ones. Like, you got one that's reminding us of grandma, that's reminding us of mama. But he's still like, he's not prepared to not be the grand center of his relationship. And he knows when it comes to you, there is some death of ego that he would have to come into. So we see here with this Nine of Wands energy, this man is kind of reluctant, feeling like he may experience, no, his ego is already a little bruised when it comes to you. There it is. Confirmation. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. He already feels like, you know, he's not going to be able to be the grand center of the relationship. This is what's holding him off from 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is why he hasn't made this long term yet. This is why he hasn't taken it all the way there yet. It is strictly because this feeling is there with him that I ain't going to be able to really hold her down like that. Like, I plan to be the shit in my relationship. I want somebody that is all about me. So he's not really able to receive you at this time in the way that you may want him to. King of Pentacles in the reverse. This man, for whoever is seeing him, he keeps thinking that he's gonna like make his money available to you. You may be hearing statements from this man. You know, I got the bag. You know, just give me a minute. What you need? Can I buy this? Can I hand you that? He's still thinking that he could probably just keep you pacified. I'm telling you, when we came out the gate with that Knight of Wands in the reverse, he thinks you're going to be sitting there waiting for him. That's the bottom line. This man thinks you're going to be sitting there, you're going to be waiting, you're going to be there when he's ready. And it's not even about being disrespectful. It's just what it is. He thinks you're going to be sitting there ready, available when he's ready. That's just what it is. And it seems like it's a lack of life experience to it, because you see these older members of his family are like, you know, you're doing this all wrong, right? But he keeps thinking that everything will work out fine. And he can keep you there as long as he might not really be giving you the time. He might not be really giving you the energy, but he is saying, look, I got some money right here. You know, you want to go out, get your nails done? Here it is. You know, he's keeping himself a little mysterious as well. Something that, you know, that's never going to be good. It could potentially, 10 of Swords in reverse, that by itself could potentially murk the relationship. Just the fact that he's not really keeping all hands on the table. But this is somebody that doesn't really get that. He doesn't really know that. He doesn't really understand that. So you're dealing with somebody. Y'all, this man doesn't know anything about being in relationships. Though he does keep coming back to you. He's not leaving you. He's not going anywhere. The Cups is in the reverse. He's always coming towards you. He's always working his way towards you. 6 of Cups with the Fool. But there's an immaturity there. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation, y'all. There's an immaturity that's affecting the forward motion in this relationship. And somebody may be overlooking this. This man, more than anything, there's an immaturity there. And he got family, y'all. Family is like, girl, what they saying? Because family is seeing you and seeing what you have to offer. The Lovers in reverse, the King of Wands in the reverse. We already see what they got on it. The Lovers in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse. The 3 of Wands in the upright, y'all. And the Devil is in the reverse. Part of the thing with this man's family that's being said, you got to understand something. Before you arrived on the scene, before anybody had even heard of you, there was already some heavy words being spoken about this man's love life in his family. The Lovers in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, the Three of Wands in the upright, the Devil in the reverse. There was already a lot of heavy words being spoken over this man's love life long before you became a part of the conversation. Okay, so understand that. And the reason for that, the way that's working out, this man had already been seen in his family. You know how a family would get in a mode where they'll be like, that boy ain't never gonna get no good woman. A good woman ain't gonna have him. He need to turn his ways around. His future ain't gonna really hit on nothing. Every woman gonna be leaving him, like cutting him loose. Okay, you're turning him loose. Every woman gonna be turning him loose because he don't know how to leave that sex alone. He don't know how to leave them streets alone. He don't know how to stop, like, you know, going too hard on these women, being stuck on the wrong ones. This man done been in situations where he done stalked hoes before. The Devil in reverse is what I'm hearing. Like, he the type that's done had real good sex in the past and got stuck on a chick. Won't stop calling her. And his family is looking like, but that's a nothing ass bitch, right? Like, you stuck on a woman because of some sex. Like, his family has been so disappointed in watching his love life from the time he was 13 years old. His family has been so disappointed. They've been like, bro, you make dumbass decisions with love. Like, a real woman ain't never gonna have you. And they've never really seen that from him. That's why your high priestess energy is such a conversation piece in this man's family. They've never seen him with that. So they like, you a dummy, bro. This woman of grandma caliber. This woman of auntie caliber, this is a woman that's on mama level. You got a real woman. You got a high priestess. Like, you gonna have to actually perform. So he think he is performing. This is a man that's like, I know she ain't gonna really put up with all my shit, so I'm not progressing the relationship yet, but I think I'm gonna retain her by offering money instead of time. This man thinks that he's doing things the right way, but his family, they've been calling him a fool for a long time. There's been a lot of conversation about him in terms of, we just don't never see him get married. This man may be the youngest boy in his family. Regardless of his age, I keep hearing Junior. We don't never see Junior getting married. We don't. He's the youngest boy in his family, or the youngest nephew, or the baby cousin. There's a baby element on him where he's always kind of been the one that expects to be coddled and to get all this attention. And he takes this even into his relationships with women. Okay, and they're like, you know, he's I'm telling you, this man has been so stuck on some karmic's womb energy that he literally been stalking somebody. Okay, over oh, we had this and that kind of sex. Like, he's still in a kind of a immature space that his family is looking at, and they like, we watching, we know bro finna blow it. Okay, because we've seen it. We've seen it. 10 of Wands in the upright. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. They've seen it, y'all. The High Priestess, what I said, here we go again, girl. There go your energy. The High Priestess with the Page of Wands. So here's the thing. If somebody, like, because I get a vibe, like somebody really likes this man. He's not any old body to you. He's somebody you like. Let me tell you right now. If you really want to stick with this man, 10 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles, anybody out there, if you really want to make this who you're with, the burden about him is going to be, you're going to have to give him a lot. See, he doesn't understand how to recognize your value at the highest level. He knows you're valuable, but he doesn't see it, for example, the way his family see it. And we saw that because he's used to karmics. So he's still thinking that, see, a karmic who spiritually didn't have her shit together, he would be able to impress her, if you will, by, hey, I'm not around, but here goes some money. That will work. That's not going to work on you. You're a real woman with spiritual value, so that's not going to work when it comes to you. He doesn't know about that. So you would have to teach him things like that, even for this relationship to get off the ground, because spiritually, that's where his immaturity really is as it relates to you. Spiritually, the maturity isn't there. Refreshed romance. You would have, look, cleansed past sorrows. There it is. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. You would have to really kind of like clean him up and teach him the right way to be, so that you could really get joy from this relationship. And it's not to put this man down. He is where he is. Spiritually, y'all are not quite at the same level right now. And then we see this High Priestess energy coming through with you, and the Page of Wands and the Death card in the reverse. Listen, somebody out there, if you do spiritual work, you would have to do a lot of spiritual work on this man and in regards to this man. And I mean, you would have to do a lot of, like, you know, speaking what is not as though it were. Like, you would have to really use your magic in order to rebirth this situation and really get it where you want it to be. You would have to really speak life into it, speak life over him, because he really doesn't, he's not, there's a developmental difference in y'all spiritually. And it would take a lot of energy out of you to do. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. It would take a lot of energy out of you to do Six of Swords with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. And what your goal would have to be would be to try to get him out of a place of being kind of more of a playboy type. That King of Wands energy that we pulled in reverse. You would have to kind of get that up out of him, because he still likes them streets a lot. He likes the fun and the partying. You would have to get that out of him in order to get some momentum in this relationship. You would have to get that, because see, right now there's still a lot of talk with him. Chariot and the Eight of Wands in reverse. You would have to, he still do a lot of talking. In order for you to get momentum to the point where basically you need to get him to a place where he's not just talk, he's actually doing something. It would take a lot of spiritual work. And it would take a lot of your energy, a lot of prayer, a lot of magic, a lot of spells, whatever you do, it would take a lot. And to be honest, he still would kind of still be doing a lot of talking. It would slow him down with the sneaking around, but he would still be talking more than he doing. This man is a smooth talker. That King of Wands, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, you know, those are all charismatic characters. And that Knight of Wands in reverse, he know how to talk. He can talk and make it sound right. But see, when it comes time to deliver, even after all your spiritual work, you could slow him down, but you still might not get all that just talking shit off of him. But you would have him. Five of Cups in reverse. You would have him, but honestly, this little immaturity, I don't believe you can get that off him. And his family, they kind of right about him. Like, yes, he got a decent woman's attention, but see, holding on to you, somebody really loves him. No, if you want to do the work, you can get this man, but he gonna always be who he is. That's just the reality of it. You have enjoyed this Divine Feminine Tarot Tea guide, please go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Okay, do not be afraid to come through the building, girl. And when you do, please go ahead and hit that bell so you can be here every single time me and the T-Team are off up in here, getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages. Okay, listen, if you would like a personal reading from me, girl, please go ahead and hit me up at dftarottea@gmail.com. Also, if you would like to check out the Patreon. Check out the Patreon or the Letters They Burn, the membership on this channel where we do a little reading, little love letter reading on this channel. Girl, go ahead and hit the link in the bio beneath this video and check that out. Okay, also, if you would like to let me know you still in the building, girl, please go ahead and hit me go in the comment section, okay, and hit me with 1917, because it was exactly 19 minutes and 17 seconds when I said what I said. Okay, also, if you would like a little love reading, girl, please go ahead and hit me up with a little money for cheese, girl. I got me a couple of little Cracker Barrel cheese slices left, girl, but I'm gonna need me some more, girl. Send me a little cheese, one little cheese square, okay? dftarottea at Cash App or even PayPal. And as always, I will catch y'all in the next one.